8 hours in a prison. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jose. I'm gonna take you guys on a special trip. We're going to the Racine Correctional Institute, which is a prison. Basically just trying to relive the memories of, that ride to that shoot and how I felt, and I was a little bit nervous. For those of you that don't know, I'm a producer for the Milwaukee Bucks, and our community relations department organized a trip and visit to the Racine Correctional Institute. So there is the institute. So when we came in, first thing I did was get a shot of that opening sign there. That was the only exterior B-roll they allowed us to shoot from. So the mission of the shoot was to show the residents and how they have been rehabilitated and how they have changed their life, basically. The Milwaukee Bucks players and coaching staff got to pretty much sit in a round table with these residents and hear their stories.
So 9 years ago, after I was released from jail for the last time, I committed an armed robbery in Miami, Florida. When I got released, I told myself that would be the last time that I would ever, do something like that again. And, I found God. I started to meditate. I started to find myself and rewire myself from the inside out. And I picked up with my last $2,000 that I had saved up. I moved to Los Angeles, California. And when I moved to Los Angeles, California, I knew that there was something out there for me. So I was working 2 jobs at a coffee shop and a call center. And on the side, I started a digital marketing and branding company. Started to pick up small clients. And one day I was walking to get a sandwich. At that time, I still had an EBT card. I didn't even have enough money to pay for my food. So I found a wallet in the parking lot. And then at that time when I found that wallet, it was that moment that, do you take this wallet with all of this money and you do what you used to do, or do you return that wallet to this person and become the man that you say that you were gonna become? And when I returned that wallet, it ended up being a guy who was a writer and producer of the TV show Empire. And I told him what I did. I said, I own a digital marketing company and I sell coffee on the side. So he gave me an opportunity to start working with his company, working with the musician and doing a little bit of work on Empire. And through that decision, I built one of the #1 digital marketing companies in the world. I work with TV shows, I work with actors, I work with musicians, and I'm the national director for a nonprofit, Alliance for Safety and Justice, that's about reducing prison spend and bringing that money back into our communities. And through that relationship, Steve Harvey invested in my company. I met Scott through working for Alliance for Safety and Justice. They wanted me to be a surrogate for this movement.
My name's Scott Budnick. I am kind of half a movie producer. I made all the Hangover movies and a bunch of silly comedies. Then left the film business to start ARC. Turned it over to Sam because I really believe that an organization that is about folks who are formerly incarcerated should be run by folks that were impacted by the system.
My name is Sam Lewis. I'm the Executive Director of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, a California-based organization. In conjunction with Represent Justice and Play for Justice, I grew up in South LA during the 80s, ended up in prison at the age of 18, spent 24 years inside. Had a moment in time where I decided that I wanted something different and wanted to change. It was based on my daughter and seeing the pain that I caused her. Just shifted how I started thinking, went to school, walked out of prison with a bachelor's degree and a desire to want to help. And just for the past 8 years have been doing this work. With Scott, who founded ARC and who's now making all of this happen, this is a reality.
So Sam's now the CEO of the organization, and I left to start a film company, and we just made our first film, Just Mercy, that's being released by Warner Brothers on the 10th of January, starring Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson, and about the incredible heroic work of Bryan Stevenson.
In a state, in a nation where you have levels of inequality that we do, when opportunity is fleeting as it is for communities, especially Black and brown communities, it is no real way that we can justify the amount of money that we spend on corrections, on incarceration, because we are spending billions of dollars to lock people, not just in a prison cell, but to lock people into a cycle.
I got an email saying that the piece was nominated for an Emmy, Chicago Midwest Emmys, and we have the ceremony later today. They're gonna live stream it, gonna watch it home from the laptop. You guys will be seeing my reaction. Let's switch over to the ceremony.
Good evening. I'm John Owens, the president of the Chicago Midwest chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Tonight, it's Emmy night.
Hello everyone participating in the virtual Chicago Midwest Emmys. I'm here in Green Bay at Lambeau Field where it's cold, blustery, yes, the tundra is beginning to freeze. It's the home of the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers. I'll be presenting categories for outstanding achievement in sports programming. My final category is 7A, Sports Program Feature or Segment. The nominees are
Playing for Justice, Fox Sports, Wisconsin. Chicago Blackhawks, Whose Mom Is It Anyway? Banner, Chicago Blackhawks. Live Like Reed, Fighting Irish Media. Mitchell Henry, Husband, Brother, and Son, Green Bay Packers. And the Emmy goes to Playing for Justice, Fox Sports, Wisconsin.
We're out here, occupying Wisconsin. We're out here represent.
That orange ball we talked about comes through once again. Tears from crying, now tears from laughter. The second part of Represent Justice is Play for Justice, a basketball game. This one featuring people who are incarcerated mixed in with Bucks staff members, the governor even suiting up.
I'm just a kid from the South Side. My dad never went to elementary school. My mom went to college after I was born, finished her education. I didn't think I was good enough to go to college. And looking back, to go to college, I would have never even thought back then I would land with the Bucks. And even being with the Bucks, I never thought this would have happened. To be honest, I didn't even know we submitted this piece till I got an email and said, you've been nominated for an Emmy. All the credit goes to Zora, to our community relations department.
We walked inside a correctional institution. I sat right behind the players, and for 2 hours there was a circle of people that were incarcerated.
Everybody at Fox Sports, Chris Moore, he edited the piece and put it together. I shot the piece, and I only remember bits and pieces of it because, I'm behind the lens, but still, that's the kind of shit that never leaves you, and this the kind of shit that I will remember till the day I die. I mean, there were residents who shared their stories and regret, rehabilitation, sharing stories about their family. But again, like I said, a Southside kid, now an Emmy winner, Emmy-winning producer. I don't know, maybe to other people this isn't a big deal and they might not cry, but shooting for my team, representing now Wisconsin, bringing the Emmy home. Like I said, we didn't get the results we wanted this year with the Bucks, but I'm just proud that we at least brought some hardware home. Shout out to Fox Sports Wisconsin, shout out to the Bucks, shout out to my family, shout out to my girlfriend, now fiance, who you guys will see. She was actually the very last person who I texted before going to the prison. We couldn't even bring our cell phones, no keys, no wallet, nothing. I had a camera bag that I had to take through security, and that was all they allowed us in. But I parked my car across from the Bucks training facility, the Sports Science Center. But I just texted her, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go on the shoot. I'm not gonna respond for a while, but I gotta go. As soon as I hit that bus, I started filming. So the opening shots you'll see are some of the most proud of shots that I've gotten in that piece. And I got one of the rim rockers' hands caressing this ball. I shot all that in slow-mo, 60 frames per second. And then I looked to the window through my left and I see the home bridge. I caught a corner of it, and then I just got the whole thing just panning by. All I remember was getting to Racine. We go through security. We all went into this big meeting room. We waited for all the players to arrive. So the first thing we did was we went to a round table, and we got to speak to all of the residents. And the same interesting thing was ESPN was shooting like a feature as well. So they were basically on the inside of a circle. So picture a circle, everybody's in there talking. I was like kitty corner from that camera, trying to stay out of his field of view. At that point, my back was just burning. Like I'm holding the C100 for about like 6 hours at that point, and then I got to shoot basketball. So the coaching staff played a pickup game against some of the residents. I was like getting in the huddle. I got this really great shot of Coach Bud like nailing a three. It was just dope. Like I was there on the sideline where the players were getting reactions as, you know, coaches were scoring and people were just going back and forth. But I had just filmed Giannis. I turned and Coach Bud comes around the screen. As he caught it and shot, I like framed it up perfectly. And then I also zoomed in right as the ball went in, and everybody just went nuts. We got the huddle at the end. It was amazing. The only other shoot that I can say came close to it was our Bucks Undivided march that we did to protest the murder of George Floyd, which I'm hoping we can submit for, again, these Emmys next year. But I will never forget that basketball team we had that year. The 1920 season outcome wasn't how we wanted. I don't think 2020 was really what anybody expected, but this made it all worth it.